Hi everyone, just before we start, if you want to get this book, it's my book, it's called My Ecstatic Rebirth, The 10 Keys to Unleash Your Power, Pleasure and Purpose. Something that I'm giving away free at the moment on my website, heartinitiation.com, in audio form, so it's about 3 hours, and I go through the 10 keys, which are really powerful for reclaiming your power, pleasure and purpose, as I've mentioned. And so we start with self-love, we move on to healing the past, emotional mastery, communication mastery, understanding masculine, feminine dynamics within, unconditional love, and at the end of it we get to sacred sexuality. So yeah, get the book from heartinitiation.com for free. Go over there and get that. So in this video I wanted to talk about psychedelics a little bit and my journey with them and how psychedelics can help us understand the world a little bit more and also understand what's going on right now. For me, started consciously doing some psychedelics. I don't really do them, haven't really done them in the last 4 or 5 years that much, a few times but not much. When I was in complete suffering and pain in my life, when I was around 28, 29, I had a heartbreak that just hit me very hard, and I just realized I needed to be healed. And the plant that called me at that time was ayahuasca, and did that a few times. In Costa Rica I went to a vision quest, and that really transformed everything for me and really cleaned out a lot in my heart, and also set me on my journey with my mentor after that, where we started clearing the astral realms and getting my power back, getting my full access to my power via my I am self and via my holy sacred union within, because that's where the power comes from. And so what I feel with ayahuasca or the mushrooms is that if they call you, they can help you, but there's also a danger that you're opening yourself up to other dimensions, the astral realm, which happened to me. And when I did that, things were tricky, because a week after the vision quest in Costa Rica, I had these beings kind of ripping energy out of me, and I didn't have any energy in my body for a few days, and I was like a zombie. No food, no sleep, no rest, no health foods, nothing was helping me gain the energy back in my body. It was a very weird experience. But I was at a small hotel, and I was lucky that that woman running the hotel was very caring, and she hooked me up with her mentor who was in Colorado, an elder woman who had told me, and I didn't believe it at the time, that I was being attacked by beings in another dimension. They were siphoning off my energy, and I was like, okay, whatever, but I'll do it. And then we got on a call, and then she cut the ties with these beings in the other dimension and cleared the contracts and things, and then half an hour after the call I had my energy back. Then I started working with her. But what I feel for me in the psychedelic experience is that when it's a real one like ayahuasca, or a highly visual one, or even if it's not visual, you can feel your very world slipping away from you. And for me, that's kind of what is happening now. You look at what is going on in America or your own country, and specifically I think a lot is lying in America at the moment, or with the ridiculous things happening with the censorship, from censoring the last president, Trump, and then it just censored all information about the coronavirus and all of this stuff. And then there's Fauci, then there's Bill Gates, there's Zuckerberg, there's Dorsey, and there's all of the complicit governments and the complicit companies in America who've, done horrific things. And if there's not justice soon, a lot of people are talking about Trump coming back needs to be today and not in another 2 months. There's no way it can last another 2 months. It's already been a year too long. I've been calling this out for a year. It was obvious to me this was all a scam from, May 2020, maybe even April. So we see that reality around us at the moment is not very stable when it comes to world politics or having any media that gives any kind of care about us. They don't. I saw a clip on morning breakfast television in the UK, this morning, where the title of the segment was Unvaccinated Friends, should we cancel them, should we delete them? I didn't watch all of it, but just having that as a segment, I mean, maybe they were saying should not delete them, but it seems that they were edging towards that. No, we've got to segregate everyone, and this is what the Nazis did with the Aryan race. And yeah, so it's all kind of interesting being alive as a human at the moment. A lot of us are waiting for justice and wondering when is it actually going to arrive, if ever. Even the most staunch believers are being tested at the moment, and that's normal. It's akin to what happens in a psychedelic trip when your whole world disappears around you. You have to focus on basic things, food, if there's any healthy food, your breath. Focus on love, focus on moving if you need to move the energy around. That's why yoga and breathwork techniques are so good. Focus on self-care. This is number 1 in my book, the importance of self-care and self-love. Remembering that we are love and we are born from love and we are pure and innocent human beings. We deserve to live a free and liberated life and not be under fascist rule for eternity, which is what seems to be trying to emerge from the underworlds of hell all around the world at the moment. And perhaps it's right that we get a taste of it, because North Koreans, as Jordan Peterson just released a video on, I haven't seen it all, but he interviews a woman who used to live in North Korea, and saying that they don't even know they were oppressed over there, but it's horrific what they do over there. The Falun Gong people who I've mentioned in my last video, their organs are being harvested by the Chinese. There's active genocides going on, and there have been for years. Now, this dark underbelly is clearly the evil that was written into scripture, into the Bible, into other scriptures that need dealing with, and that has been written about throughout the centuries, from Solzhenitsyn and his Gulag Archipelago, and Carl Jung, and all these other great writers. That it comes down to the individual rising up against the totalitarianism. And if you don't think we aren't in a war now, you're part of the problem. Like, you're genuinely part of the problem, and you are one of them. If you are not awake to what is going on geopolitically, you've had enough time to figure out what the agenda is worldwide. If you have access to the internet and you're not using all of the mainstream media as your outlets, and actually thinking outside the box and maybe asking a few people where are they getting their information, where are they coming to conclusions for things. I mean, Dr. Merkel had just released an article about Bill Gates, and it had about 144 citations. And there's other great channels out there. There's a lot on Telegram. We the Media on Telegram's pretty good, and a few others. So just search out new information if you still don't know what's going on. And my point of this video really is to, just bring you back to core basics right now of the breath, expressing emotion. There's videos on my channel. There's one where it's with Chantal Raven, and we're going through the emotional release process. Release those emotions, start connecting to your core power and to your love. This doesn't have to be a violent revolution from us. We just need to stand up, start doing something, writing letters to your local government people, demanding the companies around you stop supporting segregation agendas. There should be no vaccine passports. It's ridiculous that it's even being considered. Demand more from your doctor if you don't want to take the vaccine, because that's a choice. No one's forced a flu vaccine, and this is no different to the flu on a statistic level. No one is forced one. You can take one if you want to. You don't need a passport to do so. So start writing to your doctor and demanding more from them. Say, I want a vaccine, I want a pass, or I want you to cancel this, be against this vaccine pass, because it's against the sovereign nature of being a human being. It's tantamount to, crimes against humanity. It's like, what level of responsibility does an individual have? The doctors, the media, the journalists, they have a lot of responsibility. Everyone has a lot of responsibility here to wake up and start speaking up for not only yourself, but the children, the generations to come, the elderly who probably don't know what's going on, some of them. Enough is enough now. If America doesn't start taking back the justice system over there with regards to arresting the likes of Fauci and Gates and Zuckerberg and all these complicit people, and putting in an investigation on these people, a severe criminal investigation, then I don't know where this goes. Americans need to start demanding this. The world needs to start demanding answers. I saw on Newsweek.com, one of the biggest news websites, that apparently China now are friendly enough to consider, maybe that's not the right sentence structure, but they are considering sending a nuke or nuking America because they were looking into the origin of the virus in the Wuhan lab. So yeah, that's cool. Nice one, China. Well done. Get the nukes out. But I think America needs to take some responsibility, and maybe Bill Gates and Fauci and all the other friends he has, maybe they had a bad childhood. Maybe they wanted to kill everyone. They were, failed artists in school like Adolf Hitler or something. I have sympathy for these people, but it's still criminal. And if you're a part of some secret clan that were trying to do this, then you should have your comeuppance. We need to trial you, yeah? And all the evidence needs to be put out on a table, because it's gone too far when there's forced or extremely coerced, which could be considered forced vaccinations. I'm sure on a legal level there must be some line there where it's almost forced, from a psychological perspective, maybe we could have Jordan Peterson come on and tell us where the line is, considering he's probably the world's foremost psychologist at the moment. So, yeah, this is a bit of a rant again, but I'm coming out of the cave that I've been in for a while, whilst I plan the information I put out there. I got banned from banned from Twitter for talking out against the government, pretty much banned from Facebook. Instagram, I'm still there on Heart Initiation, but Instagram is Facebook, so I don't really want to be there. There needs to be new alternatives for social media. Essentially, we need to get into our creativity now. This is about using the God-given power of creation and using it for good, using it with integrity. Integrity I am, integrity we are. We are love. Love I am, love we are. And so it's time to use grounded creativity and compassion to those who wanted to kill us or severely mentally disturb us beyond belief with fear and intimidation and coercion and taking our money, taking our liberties, taking our freedom, and use our creativity as well as our justice systems to turn this thing around. So if you have any ideas for creativity, you can send me an email. I'm sure you can find that out somehow to send me an email, or send an email to hello@heartinitiation.com. It's the general email. So, or leave a comment below, because I think I've given enough ideas of what is going on here. It's time to connect to our higher self. It's time to connect to our souls. It's time to connect to our feeling bodies, our emotions, and start working through this as a process, as an emotional rebirth process, which I go through in my book. So, if you want some more information that's a bit more structured than my rant today, with the 10 chapters, I go through the whole how to rebirth yourself in an ecstatic way and take back your power and take back your pleasure, purpose, and your creativity. So, namaste, thank you for listening, and God bless you.